Yeah, so it's been holding this off for a while. No intros, nothing like that. It's a podcast update for sure that I have been sitting on this for months. Um, the podcast is fun. I want to keep it going, of course, but it's changed so drastically that it's kind of went away from what the original vision was. And I mean, even when it started, it originally was supposed to be me and Seven, to always have two hosts, and it would just be occasional guests, okay, like rotating panel members. And it kind of just like never became that. It ended up being usuals where you had Coconut, you had Swank on. Then it changed to Coconut, Kiki, and then it went from Coconut, Kiki, King Kareem, and Warwolf. And Warwolf was just the editor, but that I think things are gonna have to change now. Where I looked at the last recording and I personally wasn't happy with it. I don't think I was happy with it. Like honestly, my head was not in the right space, if that makes sense. And it was a lot of petty shit that happened on the episode, which it's not nothing deep, but it kind of like gave me a wake up call on how I was really feeling about the podcast, and I'm like, this shit, the stuff we're doing is not the shit I want to do. Where I'm making a decision to not necessarily like, and I tweeted it out like 2 days ago, on a Sunday, I think, and maybe even later than that because I couldn't sleep. Where I'm going solo, and it's not per se just by myself type of thing. I'm gonna have Warwolf as, I guess you could say, as the editor, kind of a co-host thing, and I'll have it where I want to keep it to either one or two guests or one panel member showing up. Where I just look at things and I feel like we rushed some episodes and made a lot of filler. And like some, like, don't get me wrong, episodes are fun to do, but I don't like to do stuff I know that that's not 100% quality, especially for the listeners, because I know people have always told me that they enjoy listening to the episode and feel like they're there, or we're speaking up for them or giving people a platform to talk their shit, and I feel like it kind of like stopped doing that. Like the last time that felt really fun was the anime hot takes, and I came in with the mindset of I was going to be done after season 4. Like that was supposed to be it. Season 5 was not even a season. It was just a lot of lost episodes and an interview, a couple of interviews on there. And then came season 6 where, the homie Biggest Gucci, he told me like, nah, don't stop. Like keep the shit going. And he was right, to keep it going. I was try some new things, was try the live shit. YouTube algorithm wasn't fucking with that, so I stopped doing it. Um some of the polls and some of my tweets and haven't been out there, and the Discord hasn't grown. And I want the growth to be there. And I feel like the ideas I have is just not ready yet. It's something that we still have to like build towards to. And I feel like a lot of these filler episodes, like the She-Hulk episode, I feel like that's bullshit, and it's bullshit to the viewers and stuff and listeners. But pretty much After these next 2 episodes that should be coming out, well, 3 episodes. Um, actually, I'm wrong. There's 2 episodes that are gonna drop. I'm gonna have one drop. I'm still trying to fix it and edit it up because there's something I need to like cut out. If it doesn't get cut out, it is what it is. I'm going with the mindset of I'm not gonna censor myself, and I don't give a fuck who it offends at this point, who my podcast offends, and the haters gonna hate. They're gonna hate. I mean, there's nothing else I can do about it. But yeah, it may rub certain people the wrong way on episode 80 when that drops this week. I did have it planned for Wednesday, but I think I'm gonna push it back to maybe the Thursday or the weekend possibly. And we had another episode we recorded, episode 81. But after 82 and 83 were recorded this weekend, those would be the last of season 6. I'm cutting it short. Well, really, I'm not even cutting it short. We made it longer than what usually our seasons are. Our longest season was season 1. That was a tribute to Kobe and Gigi, rest in peace, and all the victims in the helicopter crash. We made it 24 episodes. I was trying to aim for 30. That was a little bit too ambitious, and I tried to like cut stuff down and do the 23. But then I looked at it. I said, let's not rush anything. And what's the special episodes? I want them to feel special and grand. I want to also keep the quality of the content good and give the best podcast I can do. But if I keep pushing out similar episodes and the energy from the podcast members are not there or guests, usually the guests, I haven't had a problem thinking about it. I haven't had a problem with any guests coming on. Um, the panel members, they may be tired. We do sometimes record. We try to record on our days off, but maybe some days we might record on the day we've worked, and we kind of feel out of it. And I feel like Kiki and King, especially especially Warwolf, he's been there since day one. Kiki was a guest and did a 10-day contract and became a podcast member. And King, me and Kiki asked him to be on, and the rest was history with that. But I feel like it gets a lot on them too, having them to dedicate one day off every time. And I think it's kind of like I should give them a break a little bit. I'm gonna experiment and do what the original vision was of the podcast, and that's what I'm saying. When it comes to like we did with anime hot takes and black hot takes, I'll bring the guests out and I'll bring the full panel members. Like I'll have Kiki and King, but I feel like with that, if I do the panel member and all star like special episodes, I'm gonna try my best to bring Coconut and maybe some other OG members or OG guests to make it feel special. And that's the thing. I want some episodes to feel special and where I hope for it to hit algorithms and to help the podcast grow because I'm not doing it for any. I never was doing the podcast for money. That's never been my mindset. But I do feel like a lot of good content, especially if people are taking time out of their day, were really nights because we record a podcast at nights to accommodate everybody, and I feel like their time is kind of being wasted and their voices are not being heard. And then it is a comedy aspect of a podcast. It's not meant to be too serious at all. It's supposed to be like a barbershop talk and like homies just being homies. Just giving a little bit of comedy and entertainment. The best of both worlds, in my opinion. And I feel like we can't do that if it's not reaching the algorithm. And that's why you see the video cam and us being on camera, more clips being on our social media. It's like we're trying to do something different. But yeah, I'll say season 7. Um, I'll say sometime around October or November is when you probably will see the changes of the podcast, and that's why I'm cutting it short, so that way the content doesn't stop, for one thing, because I wanted it to be 1 or 2 episodes released every week. That way, the listeners and the people, the day ones that have been supporting the podcast, and I greatly appreciate it. You've been rating the podcast on Apple and Spotify, and really being on there, listening every week. It motivates us to keep doing it, and that's why I want to take the time out to try something different, go with the original vision that I wanted with the podcast. That way, it's more passionate and more like 100% into it. No bullshit, no trash quality, none of that. I want to keep it real with you guys and just move forward. And that way, it's recorded, because I mean, season 2, season 3, especially season 2, that's when we took it more serious and we made a schedule and stuff for the podcast. And it can get stressful, like trying to figure out the episodes. But I had a moment last week where multiple moments where I was like, I don't know what to record. There was times in season 4 I had writer's block. That's why season 5 is not, it's a lost episodes season, because I had writer's block. I just didn't know what to come up with, and that's a lot, and that's why it's really hard to do a panel podcast every week, because not only am I trying to come up with cool episodes to do, it's also got to be able to involve the team, because if they're not interested in these topics, it's no point in doing it. If I'm not interested in doing a topic, it's no point in doing it, because then we're giving you half-ass quality, and I don't want to do that. I want to give you the best 100% effort into the episodes. But yeah, that's just the September 2022 update on the podcast. When it drops, and But that's all I'm saying. And Saint Talks is back. I will do that. That will be my more serious tone thing. I've been hesitant on doing a separate pod for that, its own page. I'll make a decision on it, but for the most part, it's still for sure going to be Saint Talks is going to still be on the Delay W podcast page. But if I do both, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. All the day ones, I hope you're not mad or disappointed in this decision, and I just hope you guys just at least try to bear with me and enjoy the ride. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.